If you're watching this video, it's highly likely that the way that you learned to handle your emotions as a kid was to suppress and shove them down. I'm going to share with you why not only this breaks trust with yourself every time you suppress an emotion, but how it also upholds systems of oppression. Emotions exist for a reason. Their purpose is to communicate to you how to best take care of yourself, how to best set boundaries and pivot so you can love and respect yourself. When you look at the word emotion, it really just means energy that is in motion. So the emotions is the energy that's moving through you. So when you're suppressing the emotion, you are severing communication with your body, which of course it's like disconnecting you from yourself. So how could you build trust with yourself if you have a severed relationship with yourself, and if you're neglecting and overriding your body's divine wisdom? It might be sad to understand this framework. For me, there's a lot of grief in accepting wow, I have been betraying myself and the trust in myself every time that I am numbing out or neglecting or suppressing my emotions. It's sad. And at the same time, it is literally a trauma response to suppress your emotions. So there's no shame in it, of course. It's just illuminating to be like, wow, what a traumatized world we're living in and how I have internalized the trauma. If suppressing your emotions disrupts your relationship with yourself, then why is it the default setting that we inherit in mainstream society? Long story short, it's really hard to dominate and control someone when they don't have a severed relationship with themselves. The social systems that organize society, capitalist, heteropatriarchy, white supremacy, they are hierarchical in nature. It all exists within a dominator paradigm. Somebody on the top dominates the person on the bottom. This happens systemically, right, at a societal level. And so systemically, we are all indoctrinated in this culture of suppressing the emotions, because if we weren't suppressing the emotions, we would be setting the boundaries to where we wouldn't be dominated. The systems of oppression rely on you neglecting your relationship with your body, you neglecting your needs in order to sustain this whole capitalist model that we're living in, which requires constant expansion in order to sustain itself, which is literally an unsustainable model. So in order for us to uphold this ever expanding, fast-paced model of capitalism, it requires us to move at a speed that is way faster than what allows us to be able to really take care of ourselves. To put a very extreme, obvious example of how this manifests, I mean, if you look at the history of slavery, if you expressed a need or a boundary or a feeling, you would get physically tortured and sometimes even murdered. It's super fucking intense. So it makes sense that we internalize this trauma response to where we associate safety with suppressing the emotions. Obviously, that's an extreme example, and slavery doesn't exist in that explicit way today, so let's look at how it actually manifests in a more diluted way today. If you look at your relationship with your employer, oftentimes we neglect our needs, or maybe we're working more hours than what feels sustainable, or maybe we feel other parts of our life super duper out of balance, but we don't feel like we have the space or the ability to set and hold boundaries or to express our feelings and needs at work because there's not enough time, there's not enough money, or we actually fear losing our job. And if you lose your job, then you lose your food and your housing, which you literally can't live without. So this is how the systems of oppression uphold themselves. It's fucked up, and it can be really confronting. So be gentle with yourself, give yourself some time to digest it, and just know that it is never too late to start cultivating a relationship with your body, to start learning the skills that you need to move the energy through your body without freaking out or entering survival mode. You can heal from this trauma, and in fact, collectively, we can embody liberation by setting the boundaries we need to be in balance and to be loving and respecting ourselves. because the direction we're heading right now is a collective suicide. Capitalism is leading us to environmental collapse, okay? And so we need an entirely like cultural shift in order to sustain human life on this planet, because the planet can definitely live without humans, let me tell you. But something's gonna have to change on a big level in order for the future of humanity to continue. If you're looking for additional resources, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm going to continue to post. You can also check out the description below. I've included links of additional resources. I offer workshops where in community we actually like practice these skills together, where we move the energy through the body collectively, which doing in community is so magical. It has an extra layer of just like healing magic. But if you need one-on-one attention, you can book my time for one-on-one coaching too. I often help guide people through like moving the energy through their body. So there's plenty of opportunities to start cultivating these skills, and there's no rush, like take things one step at a time. Sustainable change is the best kind of change because it's the kind that sticks around. So you definitely don't want to rush in too quick and then burn yourself out.